Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Call Sign Charlie Models for part 9 of the Kitty Hawk 135th SH-60 Foxtrot Seahawk. And today we're going to be starting off with masking using the Res Kit masking set. You can see with the instructions, everything is nice and labeled here. It's not like some of the Edwards sets where you have to like hold the sheet up to the light to see where the cut marks are to pull off the piece that you need. These are nice and labeled, so they're really easy to find and all of that. So now we're getting them on right here. Now the overhead control panel on the interior, they don't tell you to paint the backside of it because it is visible with this, but because I didn't paint it, I am leaving that piece of masking tape off. There is another little sliver that goes over it, but I'm gonna leave that off just to kinda hide that. You can't really tell the difference anyways. So, getting the rest of the masking on with the front, uh, windshield wasn't too bad, and then this piece right here, again, all the parts are nice and laser cut and perfectly fit as well. So getting those on, and then we have the door windows, getting those fit in, and then after I got done with everything, went in with a cotton bud and really sealed everything in, then just using some tape to go over that. Now we have the D models or D Vision Mark 46 torpedo. I wasn't really happy with the kit torpedo with the blades and everything, so I went online to eBay and found this decent price as well. Can't remember exactly how much it was. I couldn't have been over 15 bucks or so. So getting those cleaned off, not too much of a hassle, just a few 3D print supports to clean up. And then we're going to be doing a test fit to see how it fits real quick. Boom, there we go. Perfect. All right, now we need to mask off the transmission unit for the main rotor and the engines. So I'm using a piece of Edward foam from their Edward Brazen sets to cover up this hole. Works perfectly for masking off doorways or anything like that. While I was moving around, I did break off the landing gear that I had built for it because we are doing this in flight, so I needed to extend the landing gear. So knocked that off and then just fixed it with some CA glue. Now I'm adding in the perfect putty to fill in some of the gaps. I use perfect putty for the smaller, easier gaps, and the larger gaps like on the underside and right there along with the engines. I did use Tamiya white. Now we're all done with the sanding and cleanup of the perfect putty, so I'm wiping it down with denatured alcohol just to clean up all the dust. Painted the underside with the MRP light gray. There you see right there. And then the underside of the tail wing. And the top side is the US Navy gray blue. Sorry, I forgot to do the main color, which is a dark ghost gray. And so everything's looking really good here. The AOA decals, they really do have some nice reference for your color markings and where to mask off right here. So getting this all painted down, not much to it. Really, you can't see much of a difference right now, and you won't see it until the masking tape is pulled off right here. So getting that done, and then my one of my favorite parts of building and scale modeling is removing masking tape after painting. Um, just seeing everything come together, and then also making sure that nothing pulls off, which luckily with the Mr. Hobby or Mr. Surfacer 1500 and MRP paints, I've never really had that issue unless there's a dust spot or something like that that I missed. And that's the only time that I've really had any real issues, and it's really easy to fix anyways if that does happen, depending on the spot. So just getting the rest of the masking tape pulled off back here and on the underside to see how it all looks. That giant hole that you see back in the back, that is going to be where the clear acrylic rod is going to go into for the in-flight display. And now we're going to be painting the jet exhaust, starting off with the MRP anodized aluminum. We're going to get the metals done on the exhaust right here. This is just the first base coat. We're going to be layering it in with a few other colors here in just a second. All right, and then up next we have MRP gunmetal, MRP 149. Just doing a couple light mist coats over that just to kind of give it that black grungy look on that. And then we're going to be coming in with the AK burnt metal here right now. Up next, right there, as you can see. Then again, just a couple light misting coats over it on both of those. And then after that, we're going to be going with pale burnt metal. And again, this is just a couple quick lines, not much to it. Then we're pulling off all the masking tape. We're going to be having more weathering and stuff going on in that as well when we're done decaling and doing all of our final weathering. But right now, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. All right, so starting off with the base, just a wood base I got from Hobby Lobby, and then we're using Elmer's glue. We're going to be gluing some aluminum foil onto the base, which is going to be painted with a dark sea blue to annotate deep water. And here we have the final look after all the paint is done on the Seahawk right here. Got the black painted, and then the rotor head from Res Kit with all the wiring and everything on it. Did have a little smudge on the top, but that's going to get fixed. And the one thing that Res Kit did get wrong was the coloring for the cables. On the instructions, they do say to paint it dark gray, but as you can see in this picture, it's actually a black. And I used Tamiya dark iron for the dark iron bits right there, as you can see. Pretty happy with the way that turned out. We still have some more detail to add to that. And then this is that torpedo all painted up, following the color instructions on it. I'm not sure I'm 100% happy. I think I would have rather gone with a bronze green or something like that, but it works. And then scratch building the AQS 13 dipper right here. Got that painted and looking good. We're going to have a little steel cable to pull out of that. Now I'm painting the aluminum. Already did the primer on it, and then we're going to paint it with the sea blue from MRP. Really not going to be able to see this, but this is really helping make sure that the resin doesn't soak into the wood. It helps. And now adding in the acrylic rod, that's going to be the flight stand for the 60 with some 2-part epoxy, and then that's going to be it for today. So I'll see you in a second. All right, so that's the end of today's video for the SH-60 Foxtrot. Got a lot done, pretty much finished all the painting, and I just put on a clear coat on it, so that's going to be drying for the next 24 hours, and then tomorrow I'm going to be starting the decals on it. And also we started on the base, getting the base ready and prepped to go for the resin water that we're going to be using on that. So I had to go out to Lowe's or a hardware store and get some mixing cups for that. So I'm going to be starting that process tomorrow as well. That's going to be a very lengthy process because we got to do about 6 to 7 inches worth of water or resin to get that deep effect with the 1/700 scale kilo that we're going to be putting in for a force perspective on that. So that part's going to take a while. Decals are going to take a couple days, and then we're going to actually beat this one up with some weathering and such, because this is a Navy bird on a deployment. So with all the salt in the air and everything, those do towards the end of deployment start to look pretty rough. So we're going to get into that as well in the next couple videos. So that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope you guys stick around for the next videos coming up. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below, hit the bell button for notifications of when I post future videos. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.